Hello everybody, and welcome back to the next segment of Tom Talks, where I basically talk about all things insurance related. Today we are discussing professional liability policies. There's a lot of different type of professional policies. It could include directors and officers, or D&O as we call it, employment practices liability, errors and omissions, fiduciary liability, cyber liability, all of those fall under the realm of professional liability policies. Most of those policies have what we call a retroactive date or a retro date. It is very important to not let those policies lapse. Let me say that again with hand clap for emphasis. Do not let those policies lapse. It is very important to keep that retro date, and when your policy lapses or cancels for non-payment or whatever the case may be, you will lose that retro date. And so without going too much into it, basically what you'll have to do is what we call tail out of your prior coverage, where you can still report claims to that policy in case something happened, but your new policy will have a retro date of inception, whenever it is written again. And so not only are you now spending more money, but you basically lost out on keeping your retro date and starting over with a new one. Effectively, why that is important is, let's say I'm a doctor and my retro date is from 2017. In 2018, I provide services to a patient and they come back to me in 2021 to sue me. Since my retro date was prior to the day I provided services to her, that's something that the carrier is going to cover, subject to all the other policy terms and conditions and exclusions, of course. But let's say my retro date was 2019 instead of 2017. That claim is now not covered solely because of that retro date not going back to the day that I provided services for that patient. So, as I mentioned, very important not to let those policies cancel. Definitely, I have gone to the ends of the earth sometimes and make sure to get in touch with clients so those policies don't cancel, but put it on your calendar, set a reminder every year to make sure that you renew that policy. That's basically it for today. That's all I had to share, and thank you guys very much for coming to my Tom Talks. We'll catch you next time.